Hello, I'm the Resolute Cartographer, and this is the 26th video in my Fallout 76 post-Wastelanders main quest series. We're still here in Abby's bunker where we left off last time. We need to take this holotape here up to Rose up at the top of the world. Quick note, if you do end your time in the game, basically right at this point in the mission, when you come back in, you're going to have to listen to Abby talk again. Not a big deal, just wanted to make sure you're aware. So let's grab the holotape for Rose. We got to take it up to the top of the world and come back here. So, let's get to the top of the world. Ooh, I'm going to reactivate my camp here. And I'll fast travel there, and I'll just show you when we get there. Alright, so I got a little ahead of myself. We have to go up there and up to the top of the world in a minute. What we actually have to do first is install the upgraded Scorched detectors. And there's going to be 5 spots to do that across the map. Here's the first one right here. Okay, it's good to go. Let's take a look at the map. We got another one right down here. So we are going to... For some reason it didn't give me the fast travel point at El Ames bunker, even though we went inside of it in the last video. I really don't know why. We're going to go to the Crevasse Dam, and we're going to backtrack a little bit. Alright, here we are. See, I fast traveled up to my camp, got attacked by wolves, but hey, that meant lunch. Then I got up to the top of the world, and it turned out that it was pointing me out here to the mire. I'd forgotten the order of events here. We have to go install these Scorched detectors, then we go to the top of the world. I have a video that I made of this back before Wastelanders. The quest here is effectively the same, but it's not the case with every quest, which is why I've been making the series. And it also gives me an opportunity to re-explore this lore and order and stuff like that now that I know all the rest of it. So it's just interesting stuff. But it was one of the worst experiences I had in Fallout 76 was making that video, because like every step along the way I was constantly having the game lag out. It was just not loading properly. There we go, that's number 2. Let's keep going. Where's the next one? Okay, it's down here by Harper's Ferry. We do not have a spot anywhere near there, so what I'm going to do is again activate a camp, and we are going to head there. When I last made the video on this content, the game was very early, like into its, well, I mean, it was actually released, so it should have been a complete product, but I think a lot of people know how bad the early stages of Fallout 76 were. The lore was all good, the world building was good, the problem was that there were so many technical issues, and not all of them have been resolved at this point, but they were just terrible back then. And this was before private servers as well, so everyone was playing on, on the live servers publicly. Which, I mean, the live servers, the public ones, I've always found to be less stable than the private ones, which is a good portion of why I play on private now whenever I'm making my videos. And I mean, other than that, obviously, all the loot's going to be there. You're not going to have someone that's come through and grabbed all the aluminum trays or all the ballistic fiber stuff, so it's impossible for me to show you all stuff. But it also, this is just way more stable than that was. Oh.
Something's near.
Man, I need to get a gun that doesn't 99% of the way kill things. Where is that dog? Pretty sure that's what's after me. The game's a lot better now, technically, than it was then. It's still not perfect. Definitely by a long shot it's not perfect, and there will still be times, for example, the other night when I was trying to get a good shot for the lore video I was making for Dr. Blackburn, or actually for Vault 96, and so I had to fast travel into Watoga to go to the AMS headquarters to get a shot of the cage in the basement where whatever that creature is that was living down there, like where it used to live. Wherever it is now, we don't know. But anyway, that's Haven Church. Nice to get that fast travel point. Interesting little location. We'll come back to that at some point. But I spent a good... Oop. When to go out there. I spent a good 25 minutes in loading screens to fast travel from Vault 96 to AMS headquarters. And I could not tell you why. I mean, it took me a good... And again, it took me 25 minutes overall. It took me 12.5 minutes just to load into the game in the first place. Just constantly watching the loading screens go by. Whoa, he just went through that cow. And then when I Fast travel to Watoga, same thing. It's just one of those things where the game takes forever to load, and so you can't actually play it. But anyway, like I was saying, technical issues still exist within the game. And I am almost out of ammo for this, and I just lost speed and armor and had my gun run out of ammo at the same time. There we go. And let's grab that stuff. Got a lot of weird stuff on them. Whatever, I'll just grab it all. Okay, keep on moving. How far are we actually from the next one? Pretty far. Let's keep going. Yeah, the mire, like I've said before, did not used to be like this. I don't think that this right here is from Vault 94. I think this is just the entire Earth shifting with the bombs. Because the Fallout 1 tells us in the intro that all of the energy of the bombs set off all the tectonic plates, all the plate boundaries shifted, and so we ended up with things like the ground sinking in right there and stuff like that. And that's why I think you can find a whole bunch of landslides and things like that. Is we're looking at the entire Earth moving. Okay, Southern Belle Motel. That is, what's his name? Cannot remember its name off the top of my head. Well, we're not doing this, but
Checking
Boomer,
status.
that's right.
Identity of saboteur remains.
So, yeah, he actually is referenced in some content that you can find in Berkeley Springs because they were hunting for the supposed spy Shanghai Sally. And somehow I think that's related to that. I can't remember. No, I think those are two separate things. I think there was a serial bomber and there was Shanghai Sally at the same time. It's been like a year and a half since I made my lore video on Berkeley Springs, so I don't have it all completely fresh in my mind. Shanghai Sally was a supposed spy who wasn't actually a spy. She was a member of the guard that was supposed to be watching over Vault 79. The vault where they stored all the gold from Fort Knox. So, whoa, uh-oh, crap. Let's get off the road. So she was supposed to be watching over the gold supply. Well, she got greedy along with a few of her co-workers, and they ended up robbing the federal gold supply in order to basically cover up the fact that they were both building Vault 79 and the fact that a robbery had taken place. They claimed that Shanghai Sally was a Chinese spy, and they did a whole cross-country chase to try to hunt her down and kill her, which they eventually did in Galveston Harbor. But it's interesting because there was actually a shootout referenced in it. Oops, super mutants. Shootout at the Ultralux Casino that we can also find in Fallout New Vegas. And she was also, I think she was in the Lucky 38, but I cannot remember off the top of my head. And I'm out of ammo for that gun. There we go. And I'm on fire. Let's keep moving. Oh crap, there's the box. Stim pack, there we go. Let's hit the box. And keep moving. Of course, those super mutants would never mess with this thing that I just altered. You know, they would never bother to look inside of it to see if I left something valuable in there or something. Anyway, there's Harper's Ferry. Looking forward to doing a lore video on Harper's Ferry at some point. It's one of the last two town-based lore videos that I still have yet to do for Fallout 76. Still have to do that in Charleston. All the rest of them I've done. Now, the earlier ones are, I would say, of lower quality. I mean, Morgantown, I talked about the real-world history for like a good 30 seconds or something like that. And I also had a little bit of the lore wrong in that one. Mainly just because I hadn't done as deep a dive into the history of the Free States at that point. And so so basically here's what I thought the order of events was. Brother to Steel, sorry about that. I lost my voice a couple days ago and it's kind of still not really back yet. Brother to Steel falls to the Scorched Beasts. They were holding the line. Then the Free States followed the Scorched Beasts. Then the Raiders, then the Responders, or vice versa on the Raiders and Responders. Because that seemed to me to be the way that made sense, because I knew that the Brotherhood was guarding the edges of the bog, keeping the Scorched Beast threat in check. Let's take a look at the map real quick. Okay, I was making sure we're doing the right thing here, because I saw that one way off to the side. Anyway, turns out the way that it actually goes is the Free States fell, well, Harper's Ferry fell, then, man, what was it, like 9 years later, something like that, 8 years later, the Brotherhood fell. I had not gotten deep enough into the lore to really know that that was the case. It just made logical sense to me that Harper's Ferry would not fall until the Brotherhood had fallen, but it was the immediate outbreak upon the occurrence of the coup. What is that up there? Okay. It's a herder, Mr. Handy, with some cows. Now I'm worried we're going to see a sheep squatch or something. Anyway, we're getting close to another box. There it is. And this place is usually overrun with super mutants. Not right now, it seems. Let's keep moving. So anyway, the lore that I have in the Morgantown video is wrong in that sense. I did put a note in that, and anytime I do find something wrong in the lore later on, I try to make sure I put a note about that in the video. But yeah, so I've got the I did order. I can't remember the exact order, but I did lore videos on Morgantown, Pleasant. The hell is it called? Pleasant Valley? No, not Pleasant Valley. Why can I not remember the name? Why? Damn, I don't have it on here. This town. Point Pleasant, that's what it is. Okay. Grafton, Clarksburg, Monongah, Beckley, Welch, Lewisburg. What else? Oh, Flatwoods, Sutton. So I've done, again, everything except for... crap, floaters. Except for Harper's Ferry and Charleston. And Charleston, I feel like, is just going to be big. It's because it's the biggest town in West Virginia. It's the capital. It hasn't always been. Wheeling was the capital back when West Virginia was controlled by what they called the restored government of the state of Virginia. That's at least what the government was called when it was in Wheeling, West Virginia, back during the Civil War, when they were basically claiming that they were the legitimate government of the state of Virginia. But anyway, so yeah, I still have to do Charleston, and that's interesting, and Harper's Ferry. Harper's Ferry also has a very rich history to it. I mean, mainly due to the fact of its location, because it's right on the border of Virginia and Maryland, and it's got an important rail route going through it, the B&O Railroad. And then along with that, it's also the location of the Federal Armory that was raided by John Brown. And it was then Robert E. Lee who then reclaimed that armory in the name of the United States, because he was still part of the United States Army at that time. So it's just, again, a very history-rich town. So I'm going to have to make sure I do justice to these places. Like I said, the earlier ones I don't think I did as well in. Specifically Morgantown, like I said, only something like 30 seconds of real history in it. Point Pleasant, I did actually a pretty good amount of history in that one. The problem with Point Pleasant is there was almost not enough... Ah, son of... there was really almost not enough in-game lore to make a video about it. There was just enough in my mind. My hope is that we're going to see the lore fleshed out there more. I mean, it was the town that was... had a heavy presence of the Mothman cultists, but other than that, and the fact that it was occupied for a time after the war by the responders, we don't even know anything about the responders that were there in town. I mean, there's like a note there talking about what places they would go raid for supplies, but these are places that were much closer to other responders' outposts. And we know that the responders started in Charleston, relocated to Morgantown after the Christmas flood. So it's just weird that Point Pleasant would have all of this, all of these locations like Arctos Pharma. Arctos Pharma is, where is it? It's right there. It's way closer to either Morgantown or Flatwoods. Why would the people from Point Pleasant be going there to raid it for supplies? See, it's stuff like that that doesn't really make that much sense, and I'm hoping that that kind of stuff will be fleshed out in time. I'm hoping I think Point Pleasant's really due for a big overhaul in the long term. Let's see what we got down here. Okay, there's the last one. Let's hit this thing. Okay. 10 caps. Woo! Okay, we gotta give the holotape to Rose now. Back up here. There we go. Alright, here we go.
You don't know it now. I don't
make a raider out of you yet. You'll see. For me? How thoughtful! Now, let's see. Doesn't appear to be a virus. I could scan for... You know what? Screw it. I could use some excitement. You see? Told you that gal was smart. Like I said, can't rebuild the raiders with Scorched crawling all over the place. Plus, it's not like I'm risking my life here. Always a bonus. So, looks like you got yourself a deal. I'll just take that little uplink off your hands. Abby included instructions on how to install it. Not like I need them. So, you're off the hook there. I guess all you have to do is make it back to her bunker for the next steps. You hear that, Madigan? It's mission accomplished after all.
God. That is morbid. Alright, let's get back to Abby's bunker. Alright, here we are. Let's finish up reassembly required, because it looks like we're about to start another quest called Coming to Fruition.
First step is cake.
Okay.
Look in my desk for a holotape labeled Master. It's got everything you're gonna need to get this done. Then, you're heading to the old armory in Harper's Ferry. You'll need to install the program called Armory Access on the main entrance terminal to get inside. Once it's been uploaded and installed, I've got another recording set up for you, so make sure you're safe enough to hear it. We fled from Harper's after a Scorched beast attack, so who knows what lives there now. Be careful.
Alright. Well, here's the master holotape. I'll grab that. And so next time we gotta go to the armory in Harper's Ferry. Which did we get? We did not get the fast travel point. Oh well, next time we'll head to Big B's rest stop and walk our way back up there. We should have gotten that. Anyway. This has been the Irresolute Cartographer. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time.